What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. So thank you guys again for joining us for another Sunday Stock Talk. I'm going to give it a couple minutes. I just notified the team within the Facebook platform and within the group chat platform that I have gone live. Let's see how long it takes for people to start tuning in. So I do want to thank you guys again for putting time aside, you know, on your Sunday, on your weekend, on your time off to participate in today's kind of just gathering, right? It's a weekly thing that we do with TechBot Solutions. So the whole point of these Sunday stock talks are to recap on what we did good last week, what we did bad, areas of improvement, and what to kind of prepare for this upcoming week. I separate these kind of group chats, separate these talks in three different sections. So we talk about for 30 to 45 minutes. I like to dedicate 10 minutes to technical analysis, 10 minutes to answering your questions, and then 10 minutes on sharing what I did good last week, what I did bad, and kind of sharing my whole thought process on how it played out, right? So I think it's something that has really helped out a lot of members within TechBot Solutions, and it's been the exposure that they've received within this group. And what I mean by that is pretty much just I think the biggest area of opportunity with tech, or with day trading or investing, right, is those that know how to trade are very successful, and they don't usually talk about what it is that they do. And for those that do talk about it, they charge an enormous amount, and it's not very realistic, or at least reasonable or approachable for the average, right? Individual that really just wants to see if it's a potential market that they'd be interested in. And for dropping, a couple hundred, couple $1,000s, it becomes very difficult. So we started this group with a couple buddies of mine. I just started talking about my best practices, what led to me buying my first house by age 20, my GTR by 21. And not all of it has to do with penny stocks. A lot of you guys, when I talked about, how much I made in 2016 with that video that I nearly made, 200,000, and pretty much like you guys, not all, I'm not saying all of you, but a lot of you guys think that day trading is all I do. I have like different businesses and I have a normal job, and I do a series of different things that I choose to involve myself in an effort to build this source of income in a sense, right? So it's not just one single thing. So I want to make sure that that's out there, right? I don't try to promote like false hope or anything like that with the videos that I do daily recaps on. The reason they say $250 a day is because that's what I average. I risk $3,000 per trade, so I average at 5 to 7%, including my losses, right? 5 to 7% profit, like net profit. So that averages around to $250 a day. So I try to be as realistic or as reasonable as I can, and as approachable. So that's why we've started different challenges, and we're still working on that. And it's what I think has led this group to grow so rapidly. We're sitting at about 1,000 members starting of 2017 January. I remember we had 1,000 subscribers as well. Now we're a little bit over 6,200 subscribers, which is, I believe, an amazing thing, especially because the quality of we have is truly there, right? People can have 10, 20,000 subscribers, but when I go live and to have a certain number of you, dedicate your time and to put time aside, I can't thank you guys enough. I think I think if you can put yourself in my shoes, it's kind of just like you start this thing, just kind of talking about what you were doing good, and then people and kind of like the market, not really a market that you created, but just this environment that you provide. It's a very welcoming environment. It's an environment that I wish was there when I started. It would have made me, I think, develop as an investor or as an entrepreneur a lot quicker and a lot better. So that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. I talk about the amount of losses that I've taken and stuff like that. So an effort for you guys to not repeat them. I don't benefit from your guys' losses, and I hate when you guys see a loss. I hate when I talk about something and then that's why I always talk about never trade based on anyone else's opinion. I've been trying to give you guys shout outs and give you guys credits for certain things that I've seen within the TechBot Solutions group chat, and you guys are very welcoming, very helpful. But again, no matter what, you're the only person that can really execute on what you choose to invest in. And I want to make sure that if you guys don't understand how to trade, there's nothing wrong with taking a step back and really understanding and really getting a good idea of what investing takes, and how to be successful in it. So I'm gonna actually look at the live chat just because I don't have access to it right now. And if you guys have any questions, I have not seen them, or if you guys have put them, I have not seen them. Um, Live chat. Let's see what you guys have to say. What's up, everybody? What's up? Hello. That's from David, Patrick, Master, Nolan, Braden, Joey. Let's see. Yeah, everything. I mean, I want to thank you guys. It looks like there's a lot of activity already. It's ridiculous. I never really thought I'd have the blessing to be in this position in my life to be able to affect and assist so many of you. So I wish there was a way that wasn't so cliche to thank you guys. I don't know what it would be. And if you guys can come up with anything, I'd love to hear it. You guys were talking about like meet and greets or something like that, but there's so many of you, or there's enough of you that you guys are spread out within the whole entire country, if not the world. And it's really hard for me to approach every single one of you. So if we can set up a destination that you guys think would work, um, and I'd be more than welcome or more than happy to meet all of you. I think that'd be amazing. Um, but um, yeah, and you guys' video suggestions. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about how I kind of want tech buds to continue to develop. I've created more of a schedule for my videos because I want them to be more organized, and because a lot of you are, very busy with the schedules. You guys are busy people, and I have to understand that. I want to make sure that my channel and my content can accommodate that. So if I can have a set schedule on when I post my daily recaps, right? Because I trade and having what I'm planning on is posting my daily recaps every day by 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so by noon Mountain Standard Time, and I upload a helpful video every day at 5:30 Mountain Standard Time, 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and that's going to be Monday through Friday. So there's going to be two postings Monday through Friday. There's going to be one fun video, so I usually film with cars or something fun with my friends. So that's going to be on Saturday, and that's going to be around um, maybe around 5:30 as well, or maybe around 8. And then my Sunday stock talk on Sunday. So I think having this set schedule, I'll make it clear once we have everything agreed upon. But I think that can really accommodate your guys' lifestyle in a sense to know that when you guys are you know have extra time aside, you guys know what time it is, and you guys know, okay, well, maybe I can spare some 5-10 minutes and watch a recap and see how the team did today. But yeah, let me know. I'd be so it's like, Harry, would you ever get a small group of people trading within down in Arizona? I'd love. Yeah, this is by Jordan Mercury. He was asking if I could ever get like a small group since I'm based in Arizona right now, um, like a do like a training weekend or training week in Arizona. So that's because that's where I'm based on. But I travel to California a lot, either for just like transactions because I like sell cars or like business trips where I visit my family over there. So I think scheduling something over there wouldn't be difficult either. But I don't want that to be the limit either. So I think we need to start small and maybe more in a reasonable area where a concentrated number of you are there. So I think Arizona or California would be the ideal start point, but then really branch off of that. And I do want to let you guys know that we've officially, I believe, not 100% sure, I can't give you guys the exact date, but we should be launching the Tech Solutions chat room platform by uh, what is it May. Yeah, May 1st, 2017. So within pretty much a month. And I'm super excited. We're going to create a whole pretty much suggestion board on what you guys would like to see. But we have so much feedback from you guys that I think really with this platform that we're going to be developing is going to be the ideal platform for just experience and new traders. It's going to be something that's going to be made specifically for our needs, and I think that's something that is not really built, specifically for the type of people that we are. And there's stock to it, but that can be very manipulative, and we're trying to partner up with a news um, company, or in a sense, it's a pretty much an algorithm that filters out false news or fake news, and with that being able to provide, again, more quality content and information, I think will give us as investors just, kind of just a step up above everyone else. So I think that can be very helpful and just kind of trying to guide TechBud Solutions in the right direction. So I think I talked enough about kind of what TechBud Solutions is, kind of where we're going. Let me know what you guys think about the, meetups or meet and greets or kind of just like the live trading or just meeting up. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys think about kind of the set schedule. If you think it being more organized would accommodate your guys' schedule. And then let me know what you guys want within the Technical Solutions platform. And you guys, please don't put it in the live group chat. DM me. And you guys can DM me through Facebook. You guys can DM me through the group chat platform. And again, give me time to respond, but I definitely respond to every single one of you. So I really would appreciate that. And you guys are suggesting videos, like for helpful videos, and that's great. Like in this group chat, DM me all those because I can't. It's hard for me to keep up with all this. So please, like, just DM me if you guys want any suggestions. I already have this whole week scheduled for helpful videos, but I will have next upcoming weekend from weeks to come. So send me suggestions, and I'll make those videos just for you guys, and I'll give you guys shout outs. That's definitely I want to make sure that for all those that really put in the work within Tech Solutions are in a sense just respected and what do I want to say, awarded for their hard work and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to implement a little bit more of like daily shout outs or anything like that that I can let you guys know that I really do appreciate all your effort. And again, I know you guys probably just think that I'm saying it, but it's crazy for me to think all these people that ask to join daily and ask for advice and all that stuff. I think it's amazing and it's a beautiful thing that I never really thought was possible. So again, thank you guys again so much. Um, okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So last week, pretty much, um, let's talk about TOPS, how we ended Friday. For those that were able to participate, the profit you guys were able to bring was ridiculous. So we talked about it in our pre-market group chat, right? Pre-market group chat is a subgroup within TechWeb Solutions that I think right now is capped out. I have reached out to group me, and they should or increase the limit. That shouldn't be an issue. So I'll hopefully have that to you guys by tomorrow. But we've reached the cap on that, and I believe in a series of other groups. And then the main group chat is actually now meeting another cap. So I'll fix all that out. But pretty much tops, we shouted it out. There was actually a member within our group that called, just asked me, he's like, "Oh, tops looks like it has a pretty nice setup." Again, that's the whole point of this group is just being exposed to the opportunity and you as the investor to take a step back, perform your analysis, and set up a plan. So, what was my risk? I'm going to start sharing my screen, talk to you guys about my whole thought process. Um, and I'll actually do that once I do my technical analysis because TOPS is going to be one that is going to be talked about. If you guys are all listing how much you guys made, which I think is great, and it was ridiculous. I locked in my profits. If I would have like held again, I locked in my profits, and that's again what I should have done or what what I need to do consistently. Like that's what's going to lead to my success. But just you know, again, I'm human, so just visually thinking about the potential that I had to make was ridiculous. It went when we shut it out at $1.10. I sold at $1.20. I put my limit to sell at $1.20. It sold at 122. That's just showing you how high the volume was. Was that by the time I actually, I'm really quick to execute on my orders. Um, it jumped 2 cents, and then by the time I got back in the screen, it was already at 130, and then it was like sell, and then by then it was already at 140, and then it hit 150, and then 154. I got in at 140. I was up 14 cents, and then I stop lost out. That was my mistake. I would because I missed out, and this is what I want you guys to understand. There's a bunch of hype with these stocks, and forget about the hype. Don't get too involved in that. Although it's like amazing seeing everyone profit, you have to understand that there's always that risk. I don't want to discourage you guys, and I don't want you guys to get scared. But just to be realistic, like set up a plan. Don't just jump into it without really knowing where the cap is, where the resistance is. Identify the support, identify the resistance, and buy and sell at those points. Don't get greedy. that's my mistake, and that's why I instead of making profit, I ended up losing a couple dollars. But regardless, I was up, nearly 10%, another 10% based on my previous trade. So with tops, it was at $1.10. I saw a resistance at 120. That's why I planned to sell at that point. It passed that, and I knew there was a resistance at 140. And I knew if it broke 140, it had the potential to hit above 150. But because of the not the mistake, but what I missed out on from the 120 from the 110 jump to the 140, I was like, well, I think it might squeeze a little bit more. And again, not being very realistic, but it's more like I got emotion. I was like, I think it wasn't. I knew the resistance was at 150. The hype or all the volume made pushed it a little bit below a little bit above 150, so I hit 154. I should have sold at 150. That was my mistake. I should have sold at 150, locked in my profit to another 10%, and walked away. That would have been like $277 worth of profit, but I didn't. Um, I ended up stop lossing out, and because it went back down below 140, stop lossed out and ended up closing at like 116. That just shows you, you know, how quick you have to be and how realistic you have to be. Don't get greedy. Set up a plan, and no matter how much you think or how much the volume is going to, possibly hit. Again, in the long run, if you lock in the profits, in the long run, you'll be more successful. And I'm sure any trader can back that up as well. So that was my mistake for last week because of all the hype. I got emotional, I got greedy, and I could have locked in more profit or just realistic profit, and I wanted to hope for it to go to 180 or something like that and see 50% growth. But and again, I talk about this because I'm not the perfect trader. I'm not a perfect trader. I make mistakes, and I think me talking about it can really make it clear to you guys that you shouldn't my mistakes are something that you guys should try to avoid. And best practices that lead to someone's success are things that you guys should consider and adjust them according to the type of person you are. So that was kind of about last week. Let's talk about gold because gold's been a pretty big, just like JDST, JNEG, and UGT. So if I remember correctly, JNEG actually ended up going back down to like 658, something like that. I ended up selling perfectly. You guys, I was like, should I hold? Just locking your profits and buying lower. That was perfect. And again, I did that because of you guys. I was gonna hold a little bit longer and then sell, market open, but ended up closing. I sold um, at 680 and it went back down to 654, 656. So again, that was like the buy point where I initially bought close. I bought at 660. So thank you guys again for that and being realistic and locking profits. That's ideally what you have to do, and that's what this group is here for. Or yeah, it's what we're here for. We're here to help you guys out, and when you're getting emotional, to be like slap you back into place and tell you no, and you shouldn't be doing that. So all right, that's enough for me talking about. So gold is back at the low points. JDST is back at the high points, meaning that gold isn't doing too well right now. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that when JDST is close to the $15, that's an ideal high point, and when NUGT or JNEG are close to like JNEG is at 6, that's ideally a low point. So when JNEG starts rising, JDST starts declining or dropping. So just understand those trends. Um, okay, that's enough about that. I'm going to start answering your guys' questions. So let's go ahead and see what you guys have to say. So 93 Juan C says nobody, not even him, has the power to say that a stock is going to do good or not. He gives us the theory on how it works and it's based on our knowledge as we decide if we jump in or not. And that's ideally what it is. I want you guys to not only listen to not even to listen to me, but just to use this platform as exposure. Again, it's a networking group. In the sense of sharing best practices and sharing mistakes and talking about kind of what we're doing. And for that, again, you need to know how to trade. So if you don't know how to trade yet, a lot of people are asking, what stocks should I jump into? What do you guys, how do I do this? How do I do that? And they're very basic and elementary. And there's nothing wrong with that. I don't want to discourage you guys, but that just shows you or can identify you as someone that's not very knowledgeable when it comes to investing. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how we all start out. But that means that you need to take a step back and really understand, what it is that you're doing. Because if you don't, then in the long run, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to be successful mimicking my trade or mimicking anyone else's trade. Some of you could have done well because of tops or however the stocks that I've been calling. But let's say TechBit Solutions ends up not being here tomorrow. Then what are you going to do? I don't want me to be this the reason that you guys do well or do bad. I want you as an individual to know how to invest and to use this group as an exposure or as exposure, and then to plan accordingly. But yeah, that was a good one. We are all here to learn. That is by Parrish Gilder. So yeah, that's Joey. People are trying to Jones. Joey. So I'll just block Joey. There we go. I'm sorry, guys. I actually didn't see that he was. I didn't know that. If you guys see anything that they're being disrespectful or anything like that, just let me know. Is there a way to get this chat to automatically scroll for new posts? I don't know. What's your opinion on USRM and the recent growth? There's a member that I saw within the group that showed that he made like 157% profit or something like that with it was a true penny stock. It was like less than a cent, and now it's like at 9 cents or something like that. I'm not too sure. Again, my rule in the long run is that you shouldn't hold a penny stock overnight because realistically, in the long run, you'll see more losses than you will growth. That's great that this stock is doing very well. I just say lock in your profits. For every one of these stocks, there's probably thousands, if not tens of thousands of stocks that are red if you hold overnight. So if you guys think you guys found the golden ticket, again, realistically, it's going to take a dip, and I'd hate for that to be the reason that you guys get discouraged. So do I think it's going to continue to rise? I don't know. It might be something that's manipulative. That might be something that I have to perform a technical analysis on. But regardless of what I saw of it, I don't think it's a hold. Yeah, and so Cheeky Farmer says, "I guess Ricky, too many people want hot picks," and that's why so there's a bad competition with penny stocks, but I really think it's the people also behind it that encourage that. Like, okay, well, what should I trade tomorrow? What should I trade? Right now. You shouldn't be asking that question. That's only instigating, if not, being a catalyst to these companies that are just made to promote pump and dumps. Again, if we want to be the solution, or if we want to be the 10% that are successful, we can't be going based on someone else's opinion, and that there's no way around that. You guys have to understand that if you guys want to be successful, you guys have to be willing to put in the work and be knowledgeable about what's going on. But yeah. So Naruto says I have no time to trade because of school. You know, there's a lot of people that are very busy, and I'm not subjugating what it is that you're saying, but those that are willing to find time and put in the time are the ones that tend to be successful. So I'm a full-time student. I have a job. I have different businesses going on, and I have a girlfriend, and I have multiple things that I do, and I find the time to be able to just learn and trade. But again, it's all about whenever you feel ready, and I don't want to like make you feel like you're ready when you're really not. So learn at your own pace, and there's nothing wrong with that. So are we going to start? Besides my thing says, are we going to start pumping and dumping while networking? No, that's the thing that we're creating with Technical Solutions. Is we're going to be creating a filtering, an algorithm that's going to be filtering out members that do these or try to promote their pump and dumps, because that's the thing that we completely want to stray away from. Is we don't want anyone to tell you what to trade. It's just a networking platform. So stock scanners. This is by Patrick. He asks, do I have any stock scanners? I talk about that often. I do not. Um, I perform technical analysis. I usually dedicate about 30 minutes to perform technical analysis on about you know 20 to 50 stocks, depending on what I'm feeling or what I saw potential in on my watch list. And I can usually utilize that time and perform technical analysis, but I do that manually. I don't usually work on scanners. We are going to be working on scanners for TechBit Solutions to make it easier for you guys on the watch list that you guys built. So, but that's again later on. So Hunter says never buy based on solely upon someone else's uh, recommendation. I'm guessing. Always do your own research. Yep. Do you use on balance volume? What's a good broker? That's a very big question. Depends on where you are. Um, we have the three that we always talk about: TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, and Robinhood. But again, depend on where you are. How do you know what penny stocks to choose? Again, it's when you identify it. Like these questions are like, how do you identify like a car as a good buy? It's because you have an understanding of that type of car, what it's currently selling for, what it has been selling for, what it can sell for. Is so you have an understanding of the lows and highs and how to make a profit off of it. And again, it's all about making a profit off of it. And if you can identify that margin of profit or that margin for potential, then that's the whole thing. You have to know how to trade before you jump in. So it's about identifying support, resistance, seeing the margin of profit, setting up a plan, and executing. How important is pre-market volume? I did a video on how I use the pre-market not to predict, but kind of set up a plan for the week of, or the day for trading. It usually identifies a resistance and a support that kind of follows through throughout the entire day. So that's kind of how I use it. Ricky, thank you. I'm learning a lot from you. I appreciate it. That's by Miguel. Yeah, I think it's Maungeo. So thank you. I appreciate the support to Robin. Paris asked, does Robinhood have a wait time for deposits? Yes, I believe they do. So, Sum Sing Wong says, hey, Ricky, what are some of your sources of passive income in which you would recommend to invest in? So, one of the biggest things that I talk about is real estate with my investment properties, just side businesses and side investments that I choose to invest in. But that's just, again, me buying and selling cars, and then I do penny stocks as well. But I think that the idea or the market of buying and selling things are good. I blocked this guy. Sorry about that. Thanks, your visa is very reliable. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. I'm reading. I'm trying to read through all these, and I forget that I'm being filmed. But all right, I blocked the. I didn't see the guy until now, so I blocked him. I apologize for that guy that was being disrespectful. So I blocked him. So we're good. Okay. So that is it for that. Those were pretty much the questions that you guys had. Um, yeah. So Zachary Bull says, and we can give constructive criticism to help new traders grow and be more independent. And that's definitely something that I want to make sure that the new traders understand and the experienced traders understand when they're giving the constructive criticism. Again, I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. This platform that I'm going to be providing is going to be free. It's going to be like something that everyone can utilize. And I don't want to limit anyone. And we all have different ways of learning, but I want to make sure that we don't discourage anyone. And that's the whole point of this. I don't want this group to be discouraging. I want this to be um, a welcoming community that's here to help you out. And I think that's very rare. especially with this specific market that we're trying to pivot, right? We're trying to take over, and I definitely think it's possible with the amount of people that we have right now and with the community that we've built. So I don't think there's anything wrong with being, having constructive criticism, as long as you guys talk about, what they're doing, good, and then follow up with the areas of improvement. Nothing like, you suck or anything like that. That can be, discouraging, and no longer want them to be part of this group. That can kind of embarrass them, right? Um, okay. Um, okay. And this is going to be the last question I'm going to answer. So this is by Patrick Stern uh, Cope. So it's Ricky. When you first started trading penny stocks, what got you, started and motivated to do so? Um, so what really realistically helped me identify the potential in the market was that it's no, like, mystery that there's potential to make money, right? With the numbers that we always see moving back and forth, um, it's not very difficult to see that there's people making, millions of dollars. So how can I, with, like, a smaller account, be able to capitalize on that? And I saw what I was doing wrong, so then I started writing down and remembering everything that I was doing wrong. So then I came up and I developed, based on my best practices, what I was doing wrong, what I can do good, and what's led to my success. And then once I started doing that and limiting myself and being more realistic, um, I set up these rules. I, followed the guidelines, and, I'd fall from time to time, but my losses weren't as much, and my growth was a lot. It was getting a lot better, and it was until, like, I really saw. I was like, wow, when you, like, get the support and resistance kind of um, just technique or indicators, you're kind of just like, oh my god, like, I see it, right? It's like it's weird. It's kind of just like, holy moly, like, I see these trends, and it's just this whole feeling of just like, you feel like you really have something, then you really see the potential. But again, don't get too excited. You have to take a step back from time to time, and or every single time, and understand that s- that that you take a step back and you understand, what you're getting yourself into, and that is a very competitive market. But the time that I pretty much broke even for my $3,500 loss was when I was just like, I think I can really do it. And ever since then, I have really bad days, and that's definitely a video that I want to talk about. But it's one of the things that are one of the hardest things about trading is being able to take the loss and see the potential in it. And it's hard to overcome it, but it's definitely possible, especially when you have a green day. So although, a lot of you guys get very pumped, very excited, I want to make sure that you understand that trading with emotions is not going to be a good thing to do. I think being realistic and being treating it like a real job, with rules and guidelines and what you need to follow to be successful, is something that should definitely be understood, and what will lead to your success. So fluctuation. I'm gonna have to ask you to, like, watch your language, please. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So if you guys now want to, so if you guys want to start asking, so there's a video. Mauricio Hernandez, by the way, Ricky. Fluctuation, you're good, man. I just want to make sure that all the people, I didn't want to kick you out or anything like that. So thank you for that. Whoa, you guys are writing a lot. All right, give me recommendations on what do you guys want me to talk about, um, for my technical analysis. We have a couple minutes left, so I want to make sure that we get that. And so, but Mauricio Hernandez says, Ricky, you are the GOAT, which I have a roommate that says it all. Not that I'm the GOAT, but that's uses that term all the time, which is hilarious. Um, so thank you, I appreciate it. Um, that's good. All right. So I have two stocks that I'm going to be talking about that I thought, TOPS, kind of what to expect for that one. And then I want to talk about, uh, I talk about JNUG all the time, so I'm sure you guys don't really care about that one. I'll talk about SIRI. So those are my two. I'll take two more. So the most popular ones go. JNUG, and I know a lot of people have a lot. All right, I'll do JNUG. I'll throw that one in there, but I'll still take two more. So one of you guys are asking, the people that are asking, how do I grow my watch list? All these stocks that are being shared right now, add them to your watch list. That doesn't mean that you have to trade it, but that's to grow your watch list. So when you know how to trade, you can use that. Again, it's all about exposure. So just add them. Once you understand how to trade, then you can, filter some out. So again, that's just a suggestion. All right, so HTGM is definitely one since it's like being thrown around multiple times. Holy moly, that's hilarious. It's Master P Correcto threw it in like 10 times, which is hilarious. That was good. So I'll do that one. Um, let's see. All right, I think I'm taking too long. I could have just done more. So um, FTR, I'll do that one. I'm sorry. So yeah, FTR kept being shared. Yeah. All right, so let me go ahead and start sharing my screen, and then I'll start doing that. Yeah, I did cut my hair. That's hilarious. Thank you. I appreciate it. And yes, I did get my braces off. So go ahead and start sharing my screen, and let's do it, guys. All right, here we go. So this is GROS. I already had this one, prepared. But let's do SIRI first. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is, again, this is the Fidelity platform. This is a 10-day analysis. We're going to do a 1-month analysis. And overall, I want to make sure that you guys understand that within a year, this thing has seen, pretty steady growth. It's been, seen an upward trend. If you guys see what I'm seeing right here, um, is that there's a kind of strong support, this point of, where it's kind of bounced, is almost bouncing again right here. So $5 is an ideal, by point. But again, this is through, year to date. So it does take a long time for it to come back up to even just hit that 550, which is 10% potential. So is it worth it? Can this realistically, SIRI, the reason I'm talking about this one is because it was one that was thrown within our group. Is this one that as a day trade, you can see 10%? No. Like just straight, telling you guys like no within 10 days. Within 10 days, it went from 550 all the way down to lows of almost $5. So that's the support. But does it see an upward momentum? Yeah, this is definitely one that I can see. People just swing trade. So it has a solid bounce at around $5. It hit a small resistance around 515 and came back down, and then is now popping back up. And realistically, this can it go back to the 550 based on the upward momentum it's seen year to date? Definitely. Do I think it's 100%? Definitely not. It can definitely break below $5, and that's ideally where I would cut my losses. But this can definitely be one that would be somewhat interesting to swing trade for a couple of weeks and see if you guys within 10 days can get it back to the 550 point. But I just wanted to show you guys that it's not all about this is more for the swing traders. Um, but this is not just for the day traders, it's for the swing trading group chat that we have. Um, and I think this would be, a good one for you guys to keep an eye on just because of this potential of this bounce of the support that it has there. And you can use different indicators as well. They changed that up. They definitely changed that up. So I don't like this. Wow. What the heck? All right. I was going to use the RSI, but yeah. So that is it for the SIRI. All right, so I'm going to do HTGM since that was such a common swing trader. So that was a question by Rico. Swing trader means a little like holding, like for instead of day trading, it's swing trading. So for either a couple days or for 2 weeks or for a couple weeks, just means you're not holding it. I mean, you're not buying and selling it within the same day. So HTGM, I saw that this was one that hit 150%. Do I think it's? I honestly think this one was a pump and dump. Um, And I think a lot of people were able to see that when it hit 13 and came all the way back down to 9. That loss within that same day, that growth was amazing. But then that loss it took obviously shows that it's not showing signs of upward momentum. So realistically, like, is it gonna, hold and continue to rise? Most likely not. So it looks like there's a support. And again, as day traders, it's all about identifying that support. And you could tell, once it really broke above that 880 mark, 890, that's when it really popped again. So it hit that resistance at around 890, popped up, and again, now that's the new support. So now it's kind of bouncing around that area. These bounces are getting smaller, which means that it's most likely going to flatline and either bleed down, most likely bleed down based on kind of the trends. And if it bleeds down, you better expect, a huge increase in volume because um, there's probably going to be a huge increase in volume, so make sure you set your stop loss, very close to that support because I'd hate for you guys to not, get your stop loss triggered. But do I think ATGM is one that has potential? Yes, definitely with the volume that it saw with this growth, yes. But I think it's one that was added to a lot of people's watch lists, because of this huge increase that it saw. So it's all based on hype now. So I definitely think that it will have some nice pops. But overall, most likely continue bleeding back down just because of a couple days ago trading at $2.50 realistically. If there's not real like news behind it, then I would try to stay away from it if you guys are not going to be day trading it. Now let's do JDUG since that was one that was recommended. So we can do frequencies of. No, I don't like that. Let's do 15 minutes. Still don't like that. Let's do 30 minutes. So right now it's at 661. That's where it closed that, I believe. Yep, 661. And again, that's the support that I identified, weeks after, or just weeks ago. We've been buying at 660 and selling at 680 at $7. I identified these resistance, and again, these are just trends. It's all about identifying the support, the resistance, and setting up a plan. It couldn't break. It just wouldn't break above $7 on Friday. So we're gonna have to see. It's kind of flatlining at $6, so we might see it bleed back down. Or if it bleeds back down, where can it go to? There's a first support around 625 around there. There's another support around this 580, 575 mark. With that, again, you're buying at 660, you try to sell at $680, $7. And if it goes below 660, cut your losses, buy at a lower, support, try to sell at the resistance, and continue to do so. Buy at the support, sell at the resistance. Like we know, old supports become new resistance levels. So if we buy at 625, it's most likely going to struggle to go above 660. So understanding that this is a good buy point, this is a good sell point, and if it breaks above it, there's nothing wrong with that. Jump back in and sell at these high points. So again, setting up a plan and sticking to it, and making sure that you don't break any of your rules. But for JDUC, I definitely do see the potential, especially depending on how gold does based on our economy and how it's been spoken about. That's definitely one that I think that has a good amount of potential. TOPS. Let's go ahead and talk about this one. This is the one that I was talking about that we did very well on Friday. Again, all we did, nothing fancy, was we identified the pre-market. All I wanted to see was managing my risk, right? I saw that it was flatlining at $1.10, and this is what I want to talk about. I saw that it had a support at $1.10. So what can be my plan? I can buy anything close to $1.10. So it was at 111. So I tried to get filled. I couldn't. I had to get filled at 112. But what's my risk? I had a stop loss set at 1.099, minimizing my loss. So minimizing my risk. And what was my potential? Realistically, I thought it was 120. Did not really expect this huge pop, but popped up. So my potential was a lot greater than my risk. So that's what as a trader, I was able to realistically set up a plan that was realistic to me and that made sense, and that my risk for growth was so much greater than my risk for loss. And again, that's what you want. That's what's going to encourage you to trade, because you see and can identify the potential and can make it work. So support, resistance, my margin for loss, yes, it's there. So as long as TOPS holds during pre-market hours above 110, then that's showing a good support. And if the volume is good, then buy in, or do your own analysis. But what I would like to see was, if it holds above 110, I'd most likely reconsider to buy in, set my stop loss right below the support. And again, you guys don't have to, whatever it is that you guys see potential in, and then realistically sell around 120. And with that, that's close to my 10% profit. And that's it for tops. Do I think it's going to continue having these pops? Most likely not. Do I think it has margin for profit to drop below 110? Of course. Has it? Well, it hasn't in a while, but it does have potential. I believe that might even just be the 52-week low for 110. Let me go ahead and see. Yeah, it does have a low about $1. So overall, if it breaks below that 110, there's another support at $1. So you can cut your losses short, buy in at $1, try to sell at 110. And if it drops below $1, then just wait for the bounce. It's kind of like what we did with FNCX, and that's one that saw huge profits. Um, Not huge profits, but it saw a really nice bounce on Friday, um, or I'm sorry, this was Thursday, from uh, what was it, 55 cents all the way up to 65 cents. So saw over 20% potential, and then ended up dropping all the way back down. So we'll just have to wait on that. So Mabashar says, great info, Ricky. Good job, man. Thank you. I appreciate the support. And it looks like you guys are really getting into it, with talking about support, resistance, and all that stuff. So I really do appreciate it, for the assistance and all that stuff. Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. Is there one that I'm missing? I'll just do it. DRYS, since that's one that's talked about again. It's all about managing risk. And what I see with this one, with DRYS, is that there's a support at 130. There's a resistance, realistically, at 140. And this is one that we called out on Thursday, and it did very well. We identified, that strong support at 130. So again, what's your risk? You buy in at 130, you cut losses right below the 1.299, so your risk is very small for loss, right? What's your potential? Realistically, because it was trading above 140, that would be your target sell point, the resistance right here at 140. So your potential is nearly 10% profit. Your risk or your loss is less than 1%. That's understandable. That's good margin for profit. You have a good plan, and you've proven to yourself that you have a plan for success, and that's really just it. That's all you need to do. So again, for DRYS, if it gets closer to that 130, and it shows signs of holding like it did right here, building a strong support, then set up a plan. You can buy in at 130, cut losses right below the support, minimizing loss, and try to sell around 140, and that's really just it. Um, but again, guys, it's about setting up a plan, being realistic, and executing and sticking according to your plan. But that is it. So I want to thank you guys again for all your hard work. If there's anything that I can do for you guys, please let me know. And if there's anything that you guys would recommend, let me know. And I can't thank you guys enough. I really do appreciate all the support, and I hope you guys. I forgot to stop. I forgot to do my technical analysis on FTR. I'll do it super quick. I'm so sorry for. Actually, I had it up. So FTR, I saw the support on this one. This is one that we called out, and it was at 190. Right now it has a resistance, as you guys can tell, right, around 110. touched it once, touched it twice, touched it 3 times, and it hasn't hit. So this is one that we call the arm, and then the head. And most likely, if it doesn't break above the 210, we're going to see a big drop down. But it has this margin, right? This margin from the 210 really to this 240 because it had this huge drop from the nearly 240 all the way down to $2. So if it does break above 210, you're going to see most likely it's called a gap or a huge increase in volume. And this is good. So I have my alert set for FTR already. So that's something to expect for this upcoming week. But if it bleeds back down, I'd say wait for the bounce. There's a support at 190. So that would be ideally a good buy point. There's also obviously a support around $2, as you can see here, that proves that. So if it bleeds back down, we might see a little bounce like this. And from $2 to 210 isn't bad, 5%. So again, that's my analysis. It does have margin right here for profit to make it back to this 235 point. It just needs to break above and hold above 210, but it does have the potential to, because of this trend not being able to break it, does have the potential and showing signs of downward potential or momentum to come back to $2, hopefully bounce. If not, hopefully bounce at 190. And again, trade according to the support resistance, support resistance, support resistance, and don't get greedy. Set up a plan and really just it. Alrighty. Alrighty. Um, that is it. Thank you guys again. I do want to thank. I think I thank you guys too much. I don't know. That's what my roommates say I do. Um, but I hope you guys found this video helpful. I hope you guys are excited for this upcoming week. I know it's hard to wake up so early, especially if you're Mountain Standard Time or anything like that. That you have to wake up at 6:30 in the morning. Um, but it's definitely a lot easier, a lot more encouraging, a lot more motivated because I have such a supportive group and such a supportive community, a team, and a family that is always there to support me and encourage me. So yeah, thank you guys again so much. If you guys can, we'd appreciate the support. If you guys can subscribe, we'd really appreciate that. But if not, that's okay. If you guys found this video helpful, we'd appreciate the thumbs up and that's pretty much it. The link is provided for you down below if you guys want to follow my personal Instagram account, so you guys can keep up to date on what I'm doing on the daily. And then the TechBud Solutions Instagram is also provided for you down below if you guys would like to follow. And then the Facebook chat room or the Facebook platform, so you guys can join our TechBud Solutions. I'd love to be a part of your success and to have you on the team. So that link is also provided for you down below. And then within that chat room, there is a series of links that you can click on to be part of our group chat just once you get accepted. So that is it. It looks like you guys are all saying goodbye. Andres says stop ignoring him. So what's up, bud? John D says love you, Ricky. I appreciate it. So, uh, oh man, you guys are amazing. But thank you guys again so much. I hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. Hope you guys enjoyed the weekend, and hopefully you guys are excited for this upcoming week. Let's again stay. You guys are just so funny in the group chat. I just can't. Yeah, I just can't take you guys too serious right now. But I hope you guys have an amazing week. Let's make sure that we end the week on a green note. And I appreciate the support, guys. Take care.